Hi there, have you guys ever asked yourself or wondered what is the most reactive element in the periodic table? Sure, we have the group 1, which is widely known as the alkali matter, and we also have the group 18, which is known as the noble gases. But if you look closely, there's a huge big differences between the group 1 and the group 18. Okay, for starters, the element in the group 1 is known for its reactiveness, which is also called the most reactive element in the periodic table. Okay, we know that group 1 is the most reactive element in the periodic table due to its tendency of the element to donate its last electron in the valence electron to achieve its stability. But group 1 consists of hydrogen, lithium, and potassium. But if you look closely, there is this one element in the bottom of the periodic table which is known as the francium. And today, we're going to talk about it. The periodic table. Since the 80s, scientists thought that it would be a great idea if they group all the elements that they discovered on Earth, which led to the creation of the periodic table itself. Well, people who study about the periodic table would often discuss about the elements in group 1 because the immediate reaction would say that the group 1 is the most reactive elements on Earth. Well, they are not wrong though. The fact itself states that these metals are highly reactive, soft, and have a low melting point. It tends to form a positive 1 ions, held together by a metallic bonds as you go down the group 1. Melting point will also decrease because the electrons are held less tightly, meaning you can disturb the lattice more easily. It has a physical properties that states that it has a good conductors of electricity, has low density, and has a grey shiny surface when freshly cut with a knife. But if we look at the chemical properties, it has a very reactive metals and tends to form an ionic compounds with non-metals. For example, the elements in the group 70. Judging by this, we can safely say that elements in group 1 become more reactive by going down the group, due to the fact that the electron from the valence electron become further apart from its nucleus. So, thus prove that maybe francium is the most reactive element of all. But just to make sure, we need to conduct a little bit experiment to find out that if really is francium is the most reactive element found by the scientists. Okay guys, it seems that I went to Hawaii illegally because MCO, I cannot go to Hawaii without any permission from the government, and it seems that I'm here on a quest to find me some francium because I heard that I can find some francium here in Hawaii. Look guys, I think I'm on the right track. I'm here at Hawaii, but I can't seem to find any francium. Well, a little bit of bad news guys. I was actually caught by the government of Hawaii while searching for some francium, and they actually forced me to go back where I came from. And I just come to realize that francium is actually one of the most rarest elements on Earth. And after a little bit searching on the internet, I found that there is just less than 30 grams of francium ever found. Well, what's shocking is that due to the fact that the distance of electron from its nucleus that makes it the most rarest element on Earth, besides from vibranium of course. Now, let's learn about the history of francium. The scientist that discovered this element was none other than Margaret Peray, a woman who discovered it at 1931. During that time, scientists were sure that there is an element located at the bottom of the periodic table, but they did not know how to discover the element. At that time, Margaret Peray was working as a lab assistant who helped the scientists in charge of finding that element. She discovered that 99% of actinium atom decay and the other 1% breaks down into a new element called francium. In fact, because of its complicated process, it may be the rarest element that you could ever find on the Earth's surface. Well, because of her discovery on francium, she was a great scientist who contribute a lot of passion and energy to her work. Unfortunately, she died on a young age due to her chronic radiation sickness because during that time, scientists didn't realize how dangerously radioactive was. So, she kept exposing herself to this radioactivity when working on the discovery of francium, and this ended up killing her. She contributed a lot in the world of chemistry. Since francium is produced in a tiny quantity in nature and it is also complicated to produce, but it does show some commercial application. Here, we can actually see that francium has been used in the field of research. It is also used for diagnostic for curing cancer and in many spectroscopic experiments. Because we know that francium is a highly radioactive metal, and since it exhibits a short half-life, it does not have more impact on the environment. Now, let's talk about fun facts. Did you know that francium is known to be the heaviest alkali metal on Earth, and the atom has the biggest element on the periodic table? Not only that, because francium is located at the bottom of the periodic table, it was first suggested to be called as cation, as it can be easily turned into a cation. But her daughter asked her to change it because it sounded more like a cat. So she ended up as Francium, where she took it from her birth country, France. Unfortunately guys, we have reached at the end of the video. But before I can properly end this, we're gonna do a little bit of experiment. Because here, I managed to find myself some rare element that I scooped out from the black market. A 50 milligrams of francium. We're gonna find out what happens if I put francium inside a glass of water. Okay, here we have the subject ready. And we're gonna find out. And we're gonna make history, guys.